when I used to come to Madhuban, the first times I used to come, the first 3, 4, 5 times, I came during December. December is a climate a little like this, colder than this. And at that time, there were lots of plays. The Brahmins of that time used to make lots of sketches, you know. So there was Australians especially. There were many Australians, many. And I remember this Australian brother, and he was doing a sketch about Yogi. And so he was performing as the Yogi. So he was showing, for instance, one scene where he decided to finish all the scenes, you know, and burn everything from himself and everything bad. So he went into deep yoga. And the yoga was so deep, you know, there was the fire of yoga, that he removed his shawl. So in the play, he just take the shawl and throw it away like this, you know. And of course, he got frozen. And 2 big brothers, also Australians, they came and they took him frozen out of the stage. And in this way, he showed many scenes. No, there was another one that he was meditating so much that he came late for Murli. At that time, translation was with headsets only, no FM radio. So until he found out his language, when he finally put the headset, it was the farewell. No, Babu was saying, "Mite mite, sekilade." At that time, we used to say, "Sweet children, long lost and now found." So he missed the whole Murli because he was meditating. And the worst was when he decided to really finish every scene. So he was about to leave Madhuban. So he decided to finish everything. So he went to meditate, and he meditated so much that he missed the bus. So the message was not that positive, if you think. But sometimes we confuse, and lots of times we confuse, we mix the idea of yoga with idleness, static, with not doing anything, just contemplate, gazing on the stars. And that's is very deep. I think probably for many births we have been thinking of that. So when you come to Baba, if someone tells you here now, someone tells you, "I'm going to have some yoga," what do you think? What's the person going to do? Baba's room, okay? Or going to meditate somewhere in the garden, or going to a rock there. You're going to Baba's rock today. So what do you think you are going to do? Meditate, right? So you're going to be static there. And that's the general idea. Every time we say yoga, that idea emerges. If we say retreat, what does retreat means? You do nothing. So when they say that at the beginning, the yagya, people used to spent 14 years in a retreat. What do you think? They did nothing during 14 years? So no washing clothes, no cooking, no cleaning the rooms. What do you think? So there is this big division where we have this idea of yoga, of doing nothing, and we normally feel, I had very good yoga. It was when you got a very nice, quiet place where you could sit down and nobody bothered you at all. I guess few of you, maybe nobody, ever came from your lock job and said, "I had such a good yoga there." Right? Because yoga is one thing and action is something else. That's what we think. That's what we didn't learn, but yes, that concept has been going through. And that idea is being around for a long time, not only in Brahma Kumaris, but in many places. I remember the experiences of a person who went to a Buddhist monastery for meditation, of course. And this person said, I thought I would be meditating like 6 hours, but in fact I was working like 10 hours a day, doing this and that, and working here, working there. And there is a picture of her with 2 other people carrying a tree trunk, probably to do some burn or whatever. So one of the things I have been thinking the last few years, it is that we really have to go deep into yoga. But then we have to really understand what yoga really means. Because if I keep on thinking that yoga means this stage where nothing happens, this stage where there is no noise or nobody at the back of the hall shouting, and no machine doing ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta all the time there, right? So if I think that yoga is only that stage, so when can I have yoga? Perhaps some of you are lucky enough to live in a place where no sound, only birds, and that's it. But most of us, I don't think we have that fortune. And we also have to work, we have to take care of family, we have to take care of studies, we have to take care of centers. And centers of Brahma Kumaris, which are centers of meditation, of Raja Yoga, are quite busy places. There is always something going on. Now in Brahma Kumaris, if you take the worldwide glimpse of Brahma Kumaris, the 24 hours, there is always something going on. There is always a program, a lecture, a message. Now with internet, anyone can take a course anywhere, anytime. So I think it's quite worthwhile for each one personally go deep in the sense of yoga, because otherwise what comes is frustration. Because when you sit down for yoga, sometimes you sleep, or sometimes your mind wanders, or your intellect goes wherever it has to go, and so no yoga. And that's your only concept, your only idea of yoga, and you're not having yoga. So that means, literally, some people, they spend years without having any yoga according to that concept. Because some people, for years, they have been sleeping in their meditation. Or for years, their mind and intellect have been dancing around and playing games there, but no yoga. Yoga is much deeper than any of these. And Didi Nimalo, she was meeting our group the other day, and she said something very simple, extremely simple, but true. We start from soul consciousness. So the main step to have yoga is just change consciousness, awareness. For instance, you have come here for this class. Automatically, your consciousness has changed somehow, a little bit. You were there eating your breakfast, so you were in the consciousness or the awareness of being a friend or being just enjoying. Now you were in the awareness of being learning or understanding or sharing. So the first thing Didi was saying was that we have to set that soul consciousness. So we have to tune to the spiritual side of everything we have around. So we are here, we are sit down. So am I remembering that I am that soul who is sitting down in the body, that's sitting down in the chair? Am I conscious about that spiritual light I am? Because I am that. So let's set that consciousness, that awareness. But naturally, we are listening to something, we are enjoying something, that sister there is opening a bottle. So keep on doing the same. Pavitra, translators, they are speaking. They cannot stop speaking because they are now a soul. You know, the other day there was a problem of translation. So the brother from translation said, no, because that sister there, she's deep in yoga. That's why people downstairs, they are not listening to her. There was one sister who used to translate meditation commentaries. So she used to speak like this. So of course nobody could hear well. So you have to perform your tasks well. I have to give the class, but I have to be so conscious too. So I have to remember consciously that I am that light. That light is using my sanskars, that light using this wonderful computer here we all have a very nice computer, more powerful than anyone here. So that soul is using all these tools to share. And not only that, that soul is connected to God. So if I'm connected to God, not only I'm so conscious, I'm also godly conscious. So that means His energy is also flowing through me. So when I speak, in fact, I'm speaking with some power, with something different. So that's the first step to have that stage of yoga. And you don't need to stop doing your things. You don't need to slow down. You don't need to do anything. You just need to shift your awareness. Just that. You just need to change that. A nice example I saw a few years back, I went for a tour in the United States, so I went to Washington. And, I don't know much of the geography of the United States, so I won't dare to mention about that. But there are a few states that are very close together. And one sister, she was mentioning to me that in one state, the rules of transit, of traffic are these, but in the other state, there are some rules that are different. And they have to be aware. We are driving, we are on a road, normal road, and she said, until here is this state. So until here, this rule is valid. But as soon as we go there, we cross the traffic light, we are in another state. So the rules are slightly different. And she said that gives lots of problems for people there, especially foreigners, to drive around. So being so conscious is similar. You're working in different situations, different states or stages. So you just have to be aware that the one who is working is the same. So if I leave my home to go to work, so I stop being in a place where I have privacy and intimacy and I can be light. And I'm going to a place where I have some formality, I have to have accountability, I have to obey some rules. So the stages are different, but the soul is the same. And that soul is the yogi. When I have that consciousness, that means I am in that yoga. So I don't need to be sitting down to have yoga. But of course, beyond consciousness, Didi was reminding, there is the angelic stage. It's called bodiless. It's called avyakt stage. So there is a point where you are free from responsibilities. Like if you're driving to your work, so there is a point that you know the route, you don't need to think too much. You know how to do it. If you're brushing your teeth, you don't need to think, you don't need to use your intellect. You're not thinking, okay, I'm brushing my upper teeth now, my down. No, you're just doing it. So at that moment, your intellect can detach from action. When your intellect is able to detach from action, you can reach the avyakt stage. It's the stage where I am so conscious, but not only that, my intellect is not here. My intellect is somewhere else, there, upstairs. We cannot do that all the time. There is a nice example. You probably know one brother from England, David. He's a very old brother again. And he's a dentist. So he was asking Gentiban once, when I am operating a patient, should I be in yoga? And she said, no way. Of course, you have to be so conscious, but you cannot detach your intellect from there. I'll give you even a more homely example. Sister Mohini from New York, she's coming the next few days. She'll be here with us, I think, on the 11th. Today she's arriving in India. And she's a very good cook. I don't know how many of you know that. I had the fortune to just tell you that she's a good cook. And she used to say that when she was young and she was coming to Madhuban, of course, lots of karma yoga here. And one of the things they used to do is, and it still is, to cut vegetables. No vegetables. And there is one vegetable that people here don't like much to cut, which is pumpkin. It's a little hard. And she was an expert cutting pumpkin. And someone asked her, what do you think when you cut pumpkin? And they thought she would say like, well, I think of parandam or something like that, because it's orange. And she said, well, the only thing I think is I'm cutting pumpkins. That's the only thing. So that's the avyakt stage, when you are able to disconnect your intellect. But sometimes you have to keep your intellect there, or you can cut your finger. Or you can give lots of pain to your patient. So when you are able to disconnect your intellect, like now, you don't have any responsibility, right? You don't have anything to do. Right now, not. Maybe your clothes are waiting to be washed there in your room, or maybe you have some appointment in the afternoon, but right now, we don't have anything to do, right? The only people who have something to do is this. The brothers from the sound, video, but even them, they don't have anything to do, really. They're just there. So now I can take my intellect off. I can send my intellect to Baba. I can still hear. Well, my ears are here, so there is no problem. But I can experience like I'm just an angel. Just have that experience. I'm just an angel here, sitting down. My wings are folded behind me. That means my responsibilities, anything I have to do, I don't have to do right now. I'm just sitting down. And that's the avyakt stage. These two stages, soul consciousness and avyakt stage, they are the key to link the word yoga and karma again and action. They are the keys, in fact, to reach the most, probably the highest stage we have in Raja Yoga, which is the seed stage. When your intellect is completely detached from this body, from this physical world, and you are able to really feel I'm just a soul. And you don't say, I am a soul. You feel it. Just like you don't say to everybody, I'm a man. Hello, I'm a man. You don't say that. Or woman, right? You don't say it. Do you? No. Because you are. Whatever you are, you normally don't say. You don't say, you don't speak. So if you are thinking during the meditation, I am a soul, that means you are not. I mean, you are, but you are not in that stage. No, Ken Bai, who is also arriving these days, he's the one who says that. It's like you are eating some fruit. Which fruit do you like? Mango, okay. So you are not eating mango saying, this is a mango. It's very tasty. Very nice mango. You don't say that. It sounds even strange. Imagine sitting beside someone, and the person is eating mango, and it's a mango. It's very sweet. It's very tasty. It's strange. So I am a soul. I'm a point of light. It's very strange. That's for the beginning stage. When you reach the seed stage, wow, you don't even you don't think of anything. You just feel. You are. You just are that. And that stage comes when we practice a lot avyakt and self-consciousness. That means when we are in action and we practice being spiritual, if my intellect has to be there in the task, because I have to think of it, I have to give time, I have to understand it, I have to pay attention, then self-consciousness can be there. If I'm just okay and I don't have any responsibility, I'm totally free, so my intellect can fly away very high. And I just experience the routine. Routine is good, because routine frees the intellect, so you can think of Baba even more. So everyone, and that's something each one of us has to do by ourselves. We have to go deep in the sense of yoga. We really have to understand yoga. When we understand yoga, that means we can understand two things: benefits and also weaknesses or hindrances, obstacles for that yoga. If I understand the benefits, that gives value to my time, to the time I spend in yoga. Most of the time we are not in yoga. Most of the time we are not in self-consciousness. Most of the time we are still in the body consciousness. No, we have to take a bus and the bus is late. Why is late? That's not self-consciousness. Oh, it's so cold. Well, that's not self-consciousness, right? So we are still learning. We are in the process. Probably some people are able to spend more than half of their awakened time in self-consciousness. But maybe most of us know. We are still under that half part. We are still learning. And we have to learn fast and fast. And the benefits of yoga, at least for me, they make me they make me accept the challenge to be self-consciousness, especially in situations which are very adverse and problematic. And it's not easy, you know. When you are settling a karmic account, you know, at that moment, all your energy is in that karmic account, and everything, all the powers you have, you forget about that. But as soon as you can, And Baba sets sometimes during the day to experience soul consciousness in a way that's like a lab. You are out of action like Amritivela, and you really can feel that. You can experience Baba is kind of protecting us at that time. It's like there is a big tent, and you are under that tent, and you are protected during those times. Because that's the way Baba has to train us to be so conscious. So when we come out of the tent and we have to face the world, the reality, our karmic accounts, our sanskars, we have to face anything we have around us. So we go with power, we go recharged, and we can do that. And I think there are two main benefits, and please you think of benefits more, because they will give the push, they will motivate you to have more and more the experience of yoga. So consciousness, or avyakt stage, or seed stage, or any other stage in between. The first benefit I feel is that yoga gives you clarity. Knowledge gives us light. Knowledge explains. But yoga makes the situation clear. What should I do? Because we are in this world drama. Every time we reach a crossroad, every time you can go to the left, right, north, west, east, whatever. Every time we have so many options. I think even in Madhuban you feel like that, right? Every time there are so many options. There is class here, but there is global hospital there. There is the village there. And there is this other opportunity and that other opportunity, and there is service. And also I have to pay my bills. So there are so many things going on. When you are in yoga, you have clarity. You know what you have to do at this moment. There is no confusion. You know which road. You know how to do it. So I had that experience yesterday. I had to meet someone because, as Grace was saying, Baba has given the task of organizing the Double Foreigner season for us. So we Double Foreigners, we are organizing our own season. And that's new. This is the first time we are doing fully. So I had to meet one person, and I couldn't find her anywhere. No telephone, no email, no WhatsApp, nothing. So I said, okay. I just connect with Baba. It was just 1 second, and I felt I have to go to Baba's room. So I went to Baba's room, and she was coming on the other way, so we met. That was easy. And that works. It works like that. Because yoga, it's not magic, it's not a miracle. It's just give the clarity. Probably, if anyone is a scientist, they could go into the details. No? They probably will explain to you this and that, or there is intuition or whatever. But for us, it's Baba giving a touch. Just do this, and everything will work out. The second benefit I see in yoga is in relation to the karmic accounts. These 3 levels, the 3 main levels or stages of meditation, of Raja Yoga, they give us different benefits in relation to the karmic accounts. But you could use the name powers. You know, when you have a good yoga, that means power. You feel... Don't you feel this yoga was powerful? Don't you feel like that? Sometimes? Yeah? What does that mean? That means you have some kind of energy extra. And with that energy, you can remove those obstacles in your life. Or you have removed those obstacles. That's why you feel powerful. So in the first level, in the first stage, soul consciousness, when you have that experience of soul consciousness, you are able to face your karmic accounts with a smile. It's not that easy. And now think about you like the patient of the dentist there, okay? And you are trying to smile. So that's how karmic accounts work. They don't allow us to smile much, especially the bad ones. Well, normally when we use the word karmic account, unfortunately, it's for bad ones. Very hard you find someone saying, oh, I got $1 million. What karma? Oh my God. Horrible. Very difficult someone say that. It's also karma, but when you have a bad karmic account, soul consciousness will help you to go through it without suffering. Because all the karmic accounts, they have one component, which is the account itself. It's what you have to go through. So you have to lose your money, you have to get sick, you have to fight with someone, you have to miss the bus, etc. The other component is the emotional part, how you feel, or the conscious, we could say the conscience there. What's there going on here? So I can lose my job. That's the component. It's not good. But I can lose my job and feel okay. It's okay. Well, let me get another one. So when you are in soul consciousness, that soul consciousness will affect that emotional component. So you won't be attacked by the emotions. You'll be okay. Not funny okay. You know the funny okay? Everything's bad and the person says, it's okay, no problem. And you feel it's not like that. I mean, you have to, okay, you lose your job. What you have to do now? Find a new one. You cannot just cross your arms like this and think, oh, God will give me a new job. He won't. Because he doesn't need a job. I'm sure he doesn't even know what job means. So he won't give you a job. So we have to look for a job. So it's okay in the sense of, well, worry won't help me to get a new job. Sadness won't help me here. Depression won't help me here. Let me do it. And that's what soul consciousness will give you. Again, clarity. When you are in the avyakt stage, then magic starts to happen. Because your intellect is detached from the world. So you start to receive touchings from Baba. Okay, you lost your job. Call that person. And you call that person and there is a job waiting for you there. That happened with me and so many people I know. So many. Same thing for sickness. I know many people, they were sick of something. They had that avyakt experience and they felt they should talk to such a doctor, and that doctor solved the situation. Because what avyakt does is take your intellect off and go to Baba. And Baba, he said in one muli that he is the intellect of the wise. So he can touch any intellect in the world. So if there is someone somewhere who can help you, Baba will touch that soul. And that happens. And when you go to the seed stage, you can burn, really burn. You make it disappear a problem, a situation. Well, you cannot choose, that's fine, but at least one karma will disappear. So yoga means power. It gives you clarity, at least, minimum. It destroys the problems if you really have powerful yoga. But there are many obstacles too. And we cannot avoid, we cannot deny those obstacles. The first obstacle is obvious, is the karmic accounts we have to pay. Our bodies. So you want to meet Baba. You want to really have that, and that's lost. Okay? You just slept. That's it. You lost. And nobody, I know, slept during a meditation because they want to sleep. It just happened. And that's a karmic account of the body. That's a karmic account of the mind. Something is wrong there. And that's one obstacle we have to deal with. We have to work with that. Maybe we have to train more. We have to rehearse more our power, our yoga, especially the soul conscious stage, which is the easiest one. And we really have to work on that. But we have to do something about, because if I keep on experiencing obstacles in yoga, when will I really enjoy the benefits? I'm always going and try to open the door, but the door is always locked. So there is a point where the soul just gets tired and stops even trying. And you see, again, many Brahmins who don't even try to meditate anymore, who don't even try to really make that big effort. Because it is an effort. When you have an obstacle there, it becomes a little hard. So that's why Baba gives murlis, the murli for today, for instance. So that we don't think the hard things are hard. We don't think the big obstacles are big. We are able to shift our awareness. We are able to shift our understanding of the reality around us. Because we have to do it. The karmic account is there and you are settling it. You can't avoid it. It's yours. So you have to find a way where you are going through the karmic account, but still you are having yoga. You are having that powerful experience. So that's one thing we have to think about. If I can't have yoga, I have to find out how. And this is why yoga in action is good. Because maybe I can't have yoga sitting down. Have you seen these people who start to cough as soon as the red light is on? Yeah? They were normal, they were talking, they were sharing. As soon as the red light is on for meditation, so something is wrong there. So I really have to understand my karmic account. And okay, if I can't meditate with red light, let's start to meditate walking in that soul consciousness. Let me go deep into that soul consciousness. And let me try again and again to meditate sitting down. Because the seed stage you cannot reach when you are driving. You cannot reach when you are talking to people. That's not possible. You really have to go very deep into yourself. There is at least one murli where Baba said that only in Amrit Vela you can reach the seed stage. That's the only moment. So, the rest of the time you can train yourself, being so conscious, being avyakti, and then at some point, that karmic account also also goes away. Or there is a point where you learn how to handle, how to manage. Maybe you drink some coffee and that helps you. Because you are just managing it. And that works. The second big obstacle for yoga is that, how do I say, intrinsically, naturally, we don't like changing, you know? Humans are funny. We like the change when it's good. But even when it's good, still you prefer to not change if it's possible. Okay? We don't like to change much. And that's the thing. If you have yoga, you're going to change. Even the basic level will create some change on you. So you have also to understand and to learn how to embrace change, how to accept change, how to accept the new reality. Even now, no, Sister Genti gave the class. You were here, yeah, for her class? It was probably one of the best classes in the last few years. And there's one point that few Brahmis want to talk about, few Brahmis want to think about, but that's the point of Bapdada coming. You have been noticing how Baba is coming shorter and shorter, and Baba doesn't give murlis anymore. Well, last time was a murli, good luck. But now we don't hope, we don't have the expectation at least of having murli. Baba will come, we'll meet him, and that's it. And that's a change, that's a big change really. The whole yaga is changing. The system of quotas, no quotas for all of us, made the numbers a little fuzzy. We never know how many people are coming. It's very difficult to plan the programs because we don't know what will happen, really. And it's important to embrace change because change is happening all the time, all the time. And that's something I have to teach myself, to accept it. Accept it. You know, change is something you have to accept. There is a very simple law of change. Whenever you fight against the change becomes even stronger. If you look at history, every time humanity tried to fight against something, that became stronger. That became part of the reality. Every time. Maybe we are able to defeat it in a war, but the concept and the idea is probably still around because we fought against it. So when there is a change, instead of fighting, you can accept, you can embrace. When you embrace, you appreciate. Because that change anyway is your karmic account. In fact, what is a karmic account? It's your child. A karmic account is something you have done in another life. So it's a seed. So it's a child, it's yours. So you are just accepting whatever is yours already. After accepting, then you can change it. You can manage it. You can handle. You can put aside. You can use the powers. You can pack up. You can tolerate. You can be flexible in relation to that. Or you can be very introspective, whatever. But the first step is to accept that change. Because if I don't accept the bad changes, you know what? I will create a sanskars of not accepting change. And when good changes happen, guess what? I won't accept that either. I won't be able to accept it. When we have yoga, we change. So we have to understand this obstacle, that the yoga will start to melt your personality down. Will start to melt whatever you think you are. You become more and more angelic, more and more angelic. you become more and more different than what you used to be before. The gap between your first being when you came to Brahma Kumaris Center and now and in 10 years it will be bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you don't accept that change unwillingly, without knowing, whenever a change is happening, you try to go against. So unwillingly, you will start to create also something inside yourself, and you won't be able to have good yoga. Because you know yoga will change you, and you don't want to change. So be careful about that. So I want to have an experience of yoga with you, okay? So we are going to have, in a few minutes, we are going to have traffic control. Then after traffic control, we are going to have some experience. We are going to stand, okay? So those who need translation, so you have to carry your radio around, okay? Is it okay? It's fine? So just summarizing whatever I shared, and what I would like to invite you is to also go deeper, to have other ideas, because first thing is we have to understand yoga much better. We have to really understand the meaning. We have to understand the benefits and the obstacles that come with that. I was sharing what Didi was remind us the other day, the 3 basic stages we have, which is the soul conscious stage, and the avyakt stage, and the seed stage. And we have to work on these 3 all the time. It's very easy. I don't have any responsibility. Avyakt stage, no problem. I have no responsibility at all. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. There is nothing to do here. Seed stage. If I have something to do, then soul conscious stage. And work on that. Enjoy it more and more. Each stage will give you a benefit. Each stage will make you better. Is it okay? Do you have any question, anything to ask? Did you understand all? You didn't understand anything? Or okay? Fine? Juliana? I will repeat. So Juliana is asking if we don't succeed in our experimentation, so should we talk to someone? Yes, definitely. Only talking to Baba in meditation sometimes doesn't work. But be careful with whom you talk, If you go and talk to another person, the other person says, yes, with me also that happens. I mean, you don't get much benefit. You should look for someone that will give you, maybe not the magic key, but at least some light, some energy for you to go over it. I tell you one thing, yoga was not my main subject, really. I had to really struggle to have good yoga. And now that I have good yoga, well, it's not the best yoga, okay, but it's good. I see the benefits. It's amazing. I mean, things 10 years ago that I couldn't even think I could do, now I can do so easily, okay? So it works. It works quite well. And many people have helped me, many people. They have talked to me, they have taught me classes, one-to-one talk. So it's very important to talk to people. Just look for the right people. Okay? Well, that would be difficult for me to hear. Sorry. Sorry, I couldn't. That. Falling asleep during meditation. It is a karmic account, and Baba said that in one murli. Okay, it's not too long ago. Baba did mention that. Okay, and the thing is, I think that helps us to not feel guilty. Because it's not logical. I mean, okay, I slept during meditation. And so what? Am I going to whip me or no? Well, yeah, I did sleep and, well, what can I do? Kya karo, as they say. What can I do about that? That's the reality. So what I have to do is not get into denial and just think that nothing happened, but not feel guilty either, and start to understand what's going on. Sometimes it's just a balance of the body. Sometimes a good coffee, a good chai can work out, shower. Daddy Jank used to share how they used to wash clothes before Amriti Vela. Okay? So it's quite valid to find some techniques to overcome it until that karmic account goes away, Eventually, there is a point that you don't sleep anymore. Sometimes when you are too tired of something, maybe that will happen. But still, if you understand the reality of your body, what's going on, or your mind, sometimes the sleepiness comes because of too many thoughts. So you are able to overcome that. Okay? Didi Nirmala once, she gave a very nice suggestion to one soul who was impossible to do Amriti Vela at all, never. And she told that soul, okay, meditate later. So at least do it. At least do it. Okay, we have traffic control now, so in about 1 minute, I want you to be with your bodies very okay? We are going to stand up and stretch a little bit. But right now, just be, some of us, sometimes we pack ourselves too much. We wrap up there in shawls and things and that. So breathe a little bit. And let's have a wonderful Avyakt stage. Let's take our intellect totally out.